What is up, you guys? I hope you're doing well. I have a cough drop in. I'm just going to say it ahead of time so it's not super distracting. It's a Ricola. Sorry about that. We're here for our alchemy message for the week. We're taking a deeper look into our process. So on Monday, we learned that the archetypal lessons that we would be working with this week had to do with mother and father healing and had to do with unblocking some of the shells of negativity that have been dimming our flame and like thwarting our progress. So the Pisces full moon, I'm sure, dredged a lot of things from the depths up to the surface. I think the last time we had intense interactions with Pisces, from what I can remember, it was around February, March, that sort of were purging things up from the depths, our patterns to be looked at, our self-limiting beliefs, like our childhood wounds, that unconscious programming from our early ages of development. And so probably that has been playing into like the experiences and the initiations and the obstacles and the challenges that we've been going through, for the last several months since then. And so the full moon in Pisces now, I think, is culminating and bringing up, and like finally it's like striking these eureka moments and revelations and epiphanies within us, how it's all connected and how our stuff has been holding us back in, all of the areas of our lives or whatever. So we've been getting deeper looks into that. It just so happens that this is all coinciding with the time of Teshuvah, where this is like a 40-day period of deep self-reflection leading up to the day of Rosh Hashanah. If you've been watching this channel, you're kind of familiar with what goes on during Rosh Hashanah in vague strokes. It's like, it's the birthday of mankind and all existence, and it's also the day that mankind fell from that full 100% unity with like conscious enlightenment and nirvana and being completely one with God. It's like that shame from that from the garden like caused us to separate, and that's when the birth of the ego took over and started to separate us from that state of enlightenment and that complete union, that divine union. So every year on Rosh Hashanah, that's like the birthday of all mankind, and we celebrate the birth of humanity, and God takes us through like this sort of miniature judgment day, and we basically get a soul dry cleaning. We get a new soul, and then that kind of like our level of like what we're bringing to the picture in that judgment and that exchange, that reflection, and what we bring to the picture, it kind of sets us up for like what kind of year we're going to have. Are we going to be really blessed? Are we going to have the same lessons over and over again? So it's like we get this chance to start fresh every year with this like atonement and this new beginning, this fresh start, this elimination of our debt. But it's like, are we going to then make a mistake that's going to put that same old stain back on the soul? Are you going to make the same mistake that's going to put that credit back on the spiritual credit card again? So the self-reflection is not done to get down on ourselves. It's not to be in shame. It's not to feel guilty, but it is to feel remorse and compassion and to atone, and then to get back on the path and to realize where we've been wrong, and then make an effort to get back in alignment with who we are, where our soul is guiding us to heal and to develop and to stretch and to evolve, and where we're being led and guided on that soul journey. So today's reading falls right into alignment with that. Sorry, I had a coughing fit. I have allergies and stuff kicking up right now. So we got lead, we've got lightning, and we've got iron. Underneath lead, we have Page of Wands, which I really like this Page of Wands here. Underneath lightning, we have Three of Wands. And underneath iron, we have 4 of cups. Okay, so this lead is showing up. And it's like, oh, how unpleasant, it's like, it's never exciting to see lead, but at the same time, if there weren't lead, like this is the core purpose and beginning and root and seed that the alchemist starts with in the lab, right? As human beings, we're each given lead in this life to transform into gold. And so each of us, that's our sole purpose. And so it's like, it's all about learning to embrace our humanity along with our divinity and not hold ourselves to a level or expectation of perfection and get down on ourselves. We're never going to be there. So it's just about embracing life as the process itself. And all the depths that we are diving into, it's like it's uncovering so much, but it's also unburdening us of so much. It's heavy now, but it's going to result in a lightening. Now, don't look at this from a sense of like, oh my gosh, it's so daunting. Like, and it can be, and it can be really scary and it can be really uncomfortable. But the harder it is and the more uncomfortable it is, the more your ego fights you on it, the more light, the more miraculous like energy and results can follow. It's like the hardest thing that for you to do, like that's the thing. That's that fear to walk through, the thing that's just like, oh, I don't want to have to do this. Oh, it's like that's what you're being asked to do by spirit, to really go and move through to the next level. And so even more powerfully so, if you can do this with a spirit of adventurousness, of like a proactive self-evaluation, looking for what is wrong and searching for ways to like seek these dark parts of yourself out so that the universe doesn't have to send you lessons through pain and chaos and destruction and continuing to go through the same cycles and the same lessons every year. That's the gift of Teshuvah. It's, hey, you can become really aware of yourself in this time. There's all these powerful influences like supporting you in this. The universe will bring you opportunities. It's like, will you meet them? You have this chance. This year has been all about taking this new chance to be this higher version of ourselves, to move forward, to become a greater version. And not that we're not great now. We are whole. We're complete. It's just that like all of this buildup and grime causes us to get in our own way. So this is more just about returning to who we truly are, not who we need to become. It's about, taking that mikvah, washing away who we're not. And in order to do that, it's like you need to like go out and search for that and be proactive about it. And so the more that you can do that with a sense of joy and a sense of adventure, the better. Because, we never stop growing in this life, and we're never like off the hook for our own personal evolution and pushing up against our own complacency or comfort zone. That's just part of the inheritance of being human. And so it's like, just enjoy the ride and accept that we're never going to be fully arrived. We're not going to be a finished product. It's always about showing up as an active, curious, proactive student and doing what you can to make the changes that you can, and not, getting down on yourself and not feeling less than and not feeling cursed. Right? Because, and also not feeling like, don't resist, don't hide behind self-righteousness, don't hide behind fear to resist, because lightning, this card, has to do with the process that is purifying. It is acting as a process of purification, and it is lightening the material from the lead that was holding it down and keeping it impure. However, don't be foolish and get ahead of yourself and think that the process is complete, because we're always far from complete. But in order to be a good spiritual student, in order to be wise, it's like we always have to go in with the beginner's mind thinking, there's so much more that I need to do. There's so much more that I could be doing. There's so many more ways that I could change. I could be giving more. I could be sharing more. I could be more understanding, more open, or more closed, more have stronger boundaries or whatever that is. But it's like just saying, hey, look, it might be unpleasant. It might feel heavy, but it's better now to proactively see, hey, I still have a long way to go, but I've also come a long way too. And so I'm going to just keep on going and keep making an effort. And all of this is really serving us to Three of Wands. It's like we're seeing the bigger picture, we're seeing the big vision, and we're willing to take a step, to take a risk, to step outside of our comfort zone. And it's easier to do that when you can proactively meet this with that sense of lightheartedness instead of heaviness and dread, right? So yes, this is like getting to the root of things that have been holding us back and keeping us from realizing ultimate fulfillment, really fulfilling our dreams, going after what we want and not sabotaging ourselves in, so many different ways that we do. So think of this as, this is great. This is an opportunity where I get to unblock and, what's been holding me back. I need to be aware of it, and I can step out of my comfort zone, take risks, face my fears. And by doing that, I'm setting a very strong, stable, and magnetic foundation. Iron is strong. It is magnetic. And so in the To Be Magnetic work, part of the whole process of the manifestation is to go deep, self-reflect, rewrite those subconscious that subconscious programming. Go deep in the healing work. Don't bypass it. And the more that you take action on the outside to make that transformation embodied, facing fears, not settling, passing tests, all of those things, breaking those patterns, doing the healing work, and actually living in that new, vibration and that new truth, it makes you more magnetic to call in what you want. And because you're getting on that path, you're aligning, you're having more affinity with the light, so the light can direct you in the direction of your ultimate fulfillment. But we have to get out of our own way. We have to be willing to let go of what is trying to, be let go of, or, actively let go of what needs to go, right? Actively cut out what needs to be cut out. And it's going to result in healing this sense of like being stuck or complacent or not seeing what's really available, what's on offer. Like we're missing our opportunity. We're missing windows of opportunity. We are focused or distracted by energy that's weighing us down or that's resulting in chaos that's keeping us distracted, always cleaning up a mess, when it's like, hey, stop cleaning up your own messes. Stop making the messes. Like, look and see what is going on, what keeps tripping us up to keep putting us in this position. But so the Four of Cups, it can be about stagnation. It can be about complacency. It can be about boredom. It can be a refusal to see a new opportunity or a new situation is at hand. It's just like you're not taking this opportunity. So take this opportunity. Take this opportunity during Teshuvah. There is so much that can come through in your year. Every year that I participate in Rosh Hashanah, my year gets better. The year after that gets better. The year after that gets better. And I do see that there are similar patterns that do come up to be faced every year. And the more that I do, the more that I become aware as a student, the harder the tests get. But, it's like and the more you're being asked to do, but it's like all you can do what you can, right? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do every step. But if you can show up and just start reflecting and trying to do better, trying to actually, make change, make transformation. So yes, this opportunity can give you a really great boost of blessing for the year, and don't waste it. It's not just for people who celebrate Rosh Hashanah. This is going to happen to everyone regardless. It's just an automatic thing that's happening. It's like when your phone just finally just updates on its own. It's like, I can't do this any longer. I just need to update, right? So we're all getting this automatic update. It's just like, are you going to now manage your phone better? Are you going to, you know, keep the update fresh? Okay, you guys, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that we can all, you know, just remember not to get down on ourselves. Don't get too overwhelmed, too downtrodden or frustrated. We're all in this together. None of us are perfect. We've all made mistakes. I've had to certainly do my own fair share of things, and, you know, come to realizations and look at some things and heal some things too. And so, yeah, I'm with you. It's not easy all the time. It's not easy, but it does feel better afterwards, when you do something that you know deep down you're guided to do. And so there is discernment that needs to happen, because you need to make sure that your motives are right and that your consciousness is in the right space and that you reflected and you understand what you're doing. And that it's not coming from an energy of trying to control or bypass, right? Because the point of Teshuvah is to get out of your comfort zone. So you're probably going to be asked to do the thing that makes you the most uncomfortable. And so if you are always the person that's like, well, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say something, I'm going to, you know, then maybe that's not what you should be doing. If you're the person that is, that avoids conflict, or that's afraid to say something or speak up for yourself, or you're afraid to put yourself out there and take a risk, to show something creative that you've made or whatever. Think about what is the harder thing for you to do. And then that's probably what you need to do. And what's the harder thing for your ego to do? So, yeah, tough one. Sweaty face. All right, you guys, good luck out there. Godspeed. See you later.